Hello, I'm your host, Sidva Shatterson, and this is US Tzu Chi 360. Welcome to part 2 of our profile of the Happy Campus Summer Program in Hunters Point, California. Of course, successfully working with large groups of kids is a task that's a lot easier said than done. And while sweet rewards like candy or stickers can be effective in engaging energetic groups, Tzu Chi volunteer and Happy Campus founder Roxanne Buckwitz discovered the hidden power of a surprising and much saltier alternative to help keep her students focused. And this focus is exactly what she diverts toward their lessons in Mandarin Chinese, where students practice everyday vocabulary and simple phrases with the aid of volunteer instructors. American writer Rita Mae Brown once said, "Language is the roadmap of a culture. It tells you where its people come from and where they are going." And indeed, in maneuvering through Chinese 101, we'll see how the students at Hunters Point learn more than just a few words and satisfy their munchies in the process.
Tzu Chi volunteers have worked on outreach in Melcon Elementary School for 3 years. In the beginning of these years, we can see these children had a lot of issues in their behaviors.
非常非常的散乱呐。During the 3 years of a journey, we have witnessed significant changes among those students. When we first went into the school, we asked as second graders, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" And the kid looked at us and he said, "I want to be a Robert." And we look at him like, "Oh, no, you don't want to do that."
I understood that these children came from impoverished families. So, if they don't get proper education since young, the vicious cycle of poverty will continue.
For the past 3 summers, the students have been learning Mandarin, and then they've carried it over to the school year, and then they continue the following summer.
We need to let these children know that there are other countries, other cultures, and languages out there.
You know, everybody is on this planet together, and it expands their learning. They get to speak another language, they get to think in another language.
We started teaching 近似 aphorism in this summer.
小朋友好，老师好，开始做。
Okay, this is harder, okay?
So the second half of the class mainly was, practice writing the Chinese 近似语，爱护身边物，惜福且知足。To cherish what you have and to be thankful and graceful.
Makes me feel like I'm in a different language, and it makes me feel good.
But now, we practice a lot of activities in the classroom. We taught them a lot about what they should think, and we taught them how to write, how to read.
In general education, they can get the knowledge about science, math, English, and everything else. But Happy Campus is mainly, educating their heart and their mind.
During the 6 weeks, we taught them 6 Jingsi aphorisms. If they even remember one of them, they will benefit from that saying their whole life.
Overcome difficulties not to be overcome by them.
They're very isolated because they have never seen outside of Hunters Point. One day that I was eating my lunch with seaweed and then putting that into a rice, and one kid just looked at me and said, "What's that?" And I said, "Oh, it's called seaweed." And they look at me and said, "Can I try it?" And I said, "Okay, you can try it." And the girl had just one bite and said, "Oh my God, I love that. If you want one more piece, and let's finish this homework." And she did it. I was shocked.
The children grew to love the seaweed snack. Once we visited a kid's house, it was his birthday that day, and we asked him what is the gift he wants the most.
To get for your birthday gift. How many do you want?
1,000.
1,000. Realize that seaweed has some kind of a special power that from the kids' perspective, it's always like magic.
It's very effective. Even their parents love eating it.
连他们家长都喜欢吃。
I like seaweed.
No, I see. Ready?
Seaweed.
I like seaweed.
This is seaweed.
Thank you.
You love seaweed?
You like it?
Yeah, you like it? Good.
What it tastes like?
Sushi, can I get some seaweed?
No more seaweed because tomorrow we'll give you more.
Sushi, can I get some seaweed?
I'll give you seaweed too. I'll tell you how much I want to get. No, I'll give you the whole pack.
We're starting to do the seaweed point.
那我们会在它桌
We will draw a line on their desk
一条
for
线，
each point they earned.
2条线就是2个 point。
That if you can turn your homework and then you get 3 points, and then if you do additional, you get 5 points. So kids really accepted that, so willingly.
Once they earn 10 points, they get a pack of seaweed.
During lunch break, then they can actually get a pack of seaweed.
Still get seaweed points recorded in these stamp books. And if they get 10 points, they get a pack of seaweed as a reward. 谢谢老师，不客气。谢谢老师，谢谢老师，谢谢老师，谢谢老师，谢谢老师，谢谢。
For one pack of seaweed, they need to be well-behaved, do good deeds, and speak nicely.
讲好话， and we realize that we have something that's really powerful.
All those kids, they can send out their names, and then they can write down something like 1 to 100, like those stuff, and they can also do the timetable.
1加5等于6，1加6等于7。Friend is 朋友，朋友，朋友，朋友。Mother is 妈妈，妈妈，妈妈，妈妈。Father is 爸爸。小朋友好，老师好，老师好。1、2、3，1、2、3，4、5、6、7、8、9、10。4要发好言，5要做好事。Yes, I enjoy school because they teach us new stuff. I can teach Chinese stuff when I grow up to teach other people. And I like when they come on Tuesdays or Thursdays. They should be coming out every day.
We brought in the college students, especially our Tzu Chis, to be mentors. Many of those students have never seen college students in their community. We're able to connect the students and the Tzu Chi together.
Jabori, thank you for volunteering yourself to sit up here.
I love kids. I'm a teacher myself. So this program is particularly attracted me.
Every time we come to school, the kids were really happy to see us. Since I don't have any siblings, they're just I don't know, I see them as my little brother or sister.
So the YMCA, with the help of Tzu Chi, has set up a tutoring course this summer, and it's a free program.
If we can have Tzu Chi volunteers adopt one child, you have more in-depth influence for the students there. We also need outside community members. Panda Express, they come in and they become great mentors.
The time I spend at Malcolm X is on Friday, and I will also spend a half an hour with my mentee. What the kids really need is someone being there with them, not just coming in and drop off a donation. What I believe in is I'll start with myself. Committing one day a week is something that I'm enrolling my team to step up to do. Yeah, but I'm going to start with myself. One of the Happy Campus students you just saw, Safarani, hits the dot right on the nose when she quotes the Jingsa aphorism by Dharma Master Zhenyan that goes, "We need to overcome difficulties, not be overcome by them." From her statement, it's clear that Tzu Chi volunteers have overcome many barriers in their outreach to the community in Hunters Point. Nevertheless, an important question springs forward as a result. Why teach Chinese language and Chinese culture to this group of children? According to Shaping San Francisco's digital archive at Found SF, Hunters Point was home to over 10 fishing companies run by Chinese immigrants from as early as the 1920s. Though there are almost no traces of these businesses left in Hunters Point, this means that the area has specifically had historical ties with the Chinese community, which has an even longer standing reputation in San Francisco. In fact, Because of the economic history with China, the Global Cities Initiative calls the city an American gateway to Asia. So in an effort to promote cross-cultural education, let's take a look at how the Tzu Chi volunteers take the students to experience all new sights, sounds, smells, and tastes through their own gateway to San Francisco's Chinatown.
And many of them have never been outside of that living environment. We're getting to the field trip to Chinatown.
And this is their first trip outside of the school to Chinatown to actually utilize their Mandarin skills.
一样甘愿做，二样欢喜受。小朋友好，小心好。
We thought it was really good to really connect what they're learning, the language, to daily life.
Jaden, go over there.
All right, make sure you're having a great time and to learn a lot about what you're studying with Mandarin right now, okay? Number 1 rule, be safe. Number 2 rule, have fun.
99% of the students have never been to Chinatown. So the 3 stops they will have in Chinatown. One is the Chinese History Museum. It talks about history of coming to this new country. And the second one is the fortune cookie factory, so they can relate to how fortune cookies are made. And the third stop is Gold Mountain Temple, so they can understand the Buddhist temple, how it's been set up. For the kids to really understand the world that outside of their family and the school, in fact, is very beautiful.
I'm looking forward to have some fun.
This is my first time in Chinatown, and it's really awesome. It's really awesome. I will be back next weekend with my family.
This is my first time in Chinatown. The scenery is like hectic because, man, there's people everywhere, the way they cross the streets, they're covering.
So one thing great about Chinatown is a lot of window shopping. So the kids were fascinated walking by different shops, seeing the different things.
It's good.
Yeah. This
is good overall, and the kids are having a great time, so I'm having a great time.
They see Chinese people, they are curious about the food, about all the alleyways. Also, they were like, are all Chinese people live in Chinatown? So they have this kind of curious question. So
because of a lot of mentors are going, and mentorship is very, very critical to kids' success in their life. And they don't have a constant adult who will give them guidance. Kimaya, who's from the homeless family, and Helen, who's a Panda Express executive. And they just clicked right away.
She's my new mentee, so it was great that I got to get to know her. I think it was her first time in Chinatown, and with her it's really cute. Chinatown is quite busy and packed. So every time when we cross the street, she would just jump up, so I would have to hold her to cross the street. So it was just cute, to see how happy she was and how fascinated she was.
I like to be carried behind his head.
Girl, you're just a mess. It's a really loving relationship, like adopted family members together. Introduce them to fortune cookie because everybody knows fortune cookies.
For them to be so small and be in that area for so long and make good cookies, oh my goodness.
Because it's a thing, it's a big circle thing, and then they do it with those handles, and then they bend them like fortune cookies, and they put fortunes in there. The fortune cookie was sweet. It go around and round in circles to go to the other person, and they a good smell about it. Cookie factory.
And the kids really enjoy, I don't know if they enjoy the process of making cookie or the cookie itself. So I think it was more the cookie itself.
We should have done this a long time ago.
So we visited Gold Mountain Temple in Chinatown. The kids had no idea about what temple really means to them.
Because we did the Dharma boat presentation and told them about Venerable monk Jianzhen, who went to Japan and founded temples, So we wanted to show the kids what a temple is.
They was teaching us about a temple where Master Jin prayed and stuff with his 4 students.
Did you enjoy seeing another culture?
We saw the picture of Jin. I liked about it because it's more quiet and it's peaceful.
Their understanding of the cultural diversity, of religion diversity, and it's what I want to bring to them.
Thank you for coming.
So there's a Chinese history museum in Chinatown, and it shows, in fact, the Chinese immigrant came to this country very similar to African American immigrant, so they could relate to them.
What the children are wearing at that time, look at the picture. They're wearing kind of pants like this.
Surprisingly, they are quiet, they are curious, and they are learning.
Chinatown was great. The most favorite part was the temple. The fortune cookie. Yeah. The fortune cookie. The fortune factory. The fortune is good. And now to the
It's a nice integrated approach Thai will into our field trip. Enjoy the entire trip, not to mention that they have their loving mentors with them. And then the last of the field trip is going to Tzu Chi Foundation. So they could see the Tzu Chi Foundation is very different from the temple. We have a lot of volunteers there. They offer love and care to them.
Great trip, and I think that should be one trip that should be mandatory for all schools. Yes, for all schools.
The summer camp has 5 weeks, and it's going to end this Thursday. And every summer camp we have a final performance. So our final performance will be a vow to action.
Hi.
You guys excited?
Yeah.
And they are going to formally and with a very sincere mind present to you the flower exhibition. Please welcome our flower arrangement class. And they hope to share with you what they have learned for the past 6 weeks in the Happy Campus Summer Camp here at Malcolm X. Our parents, pray for humanity. Deep flower arrangement class, give it up.
Happy campus, and in the future I hope I come back.
Abandoned people in sin, and they put together nice classes, and we all enjoy it.
We also would like to welcome all of our Mandarin class students to come up and perform a very special segment called the Master Jianzhen Boat.
I thought this was going to be easy like when we taught sign language before. But I was like, how did this happen? This is not what I expected after the first lesson.
怎么是这样子？这样。
3 points for 3 points. 1 to practice final time. You are good. You get your CV back.
3次4次。
After 3 or 4 rehearsals, we felt confident and they did a great job.
对，还不错，这是。
And in fact, our volunteers feel really good. The journey, we continue helping our students, strengthening our relationship with the community.
Thank you very much for your wonderful performance of the Dharma boat.
You can see how education really takes time to shape an entire generation. We hope that after 5-10 years, these children will grow to be solid seeds of kindness, and Hunter Point will be a forest of Bodhi.
And I'd be happy when the Tzu Chi Foundation come, because when they come, they give you lots of treats and give you hugs, and And I love sushi. They always giving us treats, and they always keeping us safe. They be nice to me and stuff. That's why I like them. They are so beautiful. I love. They're very careful and loving, and they're good people.
This summer will conclude the 3rd year's journey and partnership we have with Malcolm X.
So the addition of one good person means one less bad person in society. So we hope they will be diligent and committed in their studies.
Continue doing your good work. I can't thank you guys enough.
What I like to be when I grow up is a volleyball player. When I grow up, I like bringing treats to kids that listen.
What do you want to be when you grow up? FBI agent.
I want to stay in school and so I can have a great education. When I grow up, I want to be a doctor because I want to help people. I want to be a leader of something. When I grow up, I would like to be a lawyer. I would be like a pilot. When I grow up, I'm gonna be a firefighter, a doctor, and a cheerleader. When I grow up, I want to be a cheerleader. I'm gonna be a doctor, but first I gotta go to college and get my education. And after I graduate, I want to be a policeman. I want to be a police officer because I want to get the bad guys. When I grow up, I want to open a restaurant and feed people. I want to be a doctor and study in school. I want to grow up and help homeless people. Like learn how people get hurt and fix them. I want to be a doctor when I grow up because we need to help each other and help out the group. So if somebody hurt, you can come to a group and help them so they won't go dead.
Then you say, I want to be a good doctor. I said, what do you mean a good doctor? He said, well, a good doctor means that free service to people that need your help. I said, oh, so you're going to charge me when I go see you, Dr. King? And then he looked at me and he said, yeah, one series pack. And I said, really? And then he said, oh, no, you're part of a Chinese. Well, Chinese is always free because you have helped us.
Through their partnership with the Malcolm X Academy, local YMCA, and Panda Express, the Happy Campus program has now become an integral part of summer classes in Hunters Point, California. Their purpose, helped in part by the green chips of the sea, is to give the children a glimpse of the world outside of their town and to inspire the rewards of reaching out to others, a core characteristic of the Tzu Chi philosophy. As a result, we wish the Malcolm X Academy, Roxanne Buckwitz, and her team of Tzu Chi volunteers much luck in helping the children we met in Hunters Point become police officers, become doctors, become leaders of something someday. Thank you for joining us in our 2-part series on the Happy Campus. I'll see you next week when our team catches up with Margaret Bauer, who helps us deconstruct what it really means to be the caretaker of a loved one. I'm Dilbar Shatterson, and I'll see you next time.